Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'd like to welcome you back to the 2015 Accu-Stats Make It Happen 10-Ball Invitational. My name is Scott Smith. We're here at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. We have 4 days of round-robin play, 6 of the world's greatest players on hand. At the end of the round-robin on Sunday, the 2 best records will play in the final matchup. And please join me in thanking those of you with Make It Happen supporters that made this possible. We appreciate it very much. Come on, give them a hand. Thank you. And at this time, we'd like to start our second matchup for day number 2. It's another classic confrontation between the new guard and the old guard, representing the new guard. 3-time winner at the Turning Stone Casino Tournament. He's from Glasgow, Scotland. A warm welcome, please, for Mr. JAYSON Shaw. JAYSON Shaw, thank you. And representing the old guard, 2-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion, former World 8-ball champion, former World 10-ball champion. Please welcome from Great Britain, Mr. Darren APPLETON, Dynamite Darren. Thank you. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. This time we want to send it to the booth, Danny DiLiberto and Billy Incardona. Take it away.
Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Edison, New Jersey, the Make It Happen 10-Ball Invitational. Along with Danny DiLiberto, I'm Bill Incardona. This will be day number 2, second round. JAYSON Shaw, undefeated. Darren APPLETON, 0-1. Danny, this is going to be, I think, a pretty close match between these two guys. Shaw showed us in his first match how well he was breaking the balls. And basically, the break actually allowed him to win so convincingly because he was breaking the balls, pocketing a ball on the break, and getting shape on the one. You even said he was playing shape for the one.
He was. Yeah, he told me that. He practiced with the Accu-Rack for 11 hours before he came here.
Really?
Yeah. And he got it down pretty good.
That's the template they're breaking off of. The Accu-Rack. Is that the Accu-Rack, the template?
He said he sent for one from Pat, and he practiced with it for 11 hours.
Well, I'll tell you what, it certainly helped him, let me tell you, because I think he was breaking him the balls as well as anyone in the tournament, including Shane Van Boning. Now, of course, he wasn't breaking them as hard as Shane, but he was getting great results. Now, that's a good break, 5 on the side. Looks like he may come up with a shot on the one unless the 4 gets in the way. Well, I think he does have a shot on the one. In Appleton's first match against Holman, the balls weren't cooperating off of the break for either player. It was really a struggle for both players to string racks because of that reason. And whenever they did pocket a ball on the break, it seemed like there was either congestion or they didn't come up with a shot. It was just a grueling match between those two guys.
And you mentioned it, that he's probably the best 8-ball player in the world.
Oh, he is.
And he has the record. The only person who's ever run 200 balls in a world straight pool tournament from
Really?
the get-go.
Oh, he's a tremendous player. He plays all games well, very well. You know, plays excellent straight pool.
Captain wins game number
You know,
one.
obviously he plays
And he's learning one pocket,
8 ball
but he's
as well
not
as anyone.
exactly there yet.
Well, he finished second in the U.S. Open, 1 pocket to Shane Van Boening a couple of years ago. So he plays that game pretty sporty. He's got
Well,
such a good common sense.
I'll tell you how I
and
evaluate it.
savviness about himself.
He doesn't know the game real well, and he shoots the wrong shot, but he doesn't know it's the wrong shot, so he hits it good.
Well, he's a heck of a player, I tell you, this guy. Yeah, he was unfortunate to have gotten that kiss into the pocket because he's hitting the 1 ball pretty solidly.
He made 3 balls plus the cue ball.
Well, scratch on the break is ball in hand for Mr. Shaw. No ball spot except the 10.
The 4 ball's in a pretty tough spot.
And that's actually the next ball, I think.
Yeah, so therefore he is going to have the luxury of placing ball in hand, which will make it a lot easier for him to play shape on the 4.
He shoots awful straight.
Oh, he's a real straight shooter. And, you know, it doesn't seem like he allows anything to bother him at the table. Seems like he's got a pretty good temperament when he plays.
Oops, we got him. Shaw, you missed the ball. Don't pull for it to go in another pocket. He's won Turning Stone like 4 in a row now. And that's a good tournament. 3 in a row. I exaggerate 25%.
Of the time.
Well, that's not what he was trying to do, but it turned out okay.
Appleton seems much more relaxed in this match than he did against Homan. And he seems like he's playing better. I know it's pretty early in the match to make that determination, but just
Robson wins game number 2. He now leads the match 2-0.
just from my observation of how he's moving around the table, you know, and how well he's handling the cue ball, and it's indicating to me that he's just a better player today. Appleton's always been one of my favorite players to watch play at the table because he's such an intelligent player. You can bet he's going to make the right decision when it comes down to a shot choice. You know, he's a master on the table of a lot of different disciplines: 8-ball, straight pool, 9-ball, won major tournaments in all of them.
Well, you don't run 200 balls in straight pool by accident. You got to have total knowledge to do that.
Now the 8 and the 9 are tied up, kinda, but what's not too bad about that is the position of the 6. Now the 6 ball is positioned next to the 8. When he plays position on the 6, he'll then free up the 8. So therefore, he'll be able to remedy that problem.
Yeah, especially where the 7 is. Because when
Exactly.
you go into those balls off the 6, the 7 will be your insurance ball. You won't have to do much to get position.
Very noteworthy point, which you're totally aware of at all times. Danny is really conscious of that, by the way, of leaving or recognizing insurance balls after opening up clusters.
Well, he's got to hit a couple rails now.
Now, getting the right angle on the 6 may be a little bit of a problem because of the position of the 7. That's where he would like somewhere the cue ball to end up for the 6 around where the 7 is, or on that line. Let's see how close to that line he can come to off the 5 ball. Here's the big shot coming up. Now, he wants to end up right around where the 7 is for position on the 6. That way he can pocket the 6, break loose the 9 from the 8, open up the pocket for the 8, and still hold the cue ball there for position for the 7. I don't think he's got there, Danny.
He didn't.
It's very
Now
close.
he's going to have to play
no,
position
I don't think
for
he's
the
got
8.
there. And that's what I was referring to when I said that it's going to be difficult for him to attain the right angle on the 6 to do the work necessary to free up the 8 from the 9 because of the position of the 7. Now he's going to have to revise his attack here, maybe play 3 cushion position off the 7 around the 8, 9 and play the 8 in the lower left-hand pocket the way we're looking at the table. Or he can draw back to where he is now and just draw straight across table, like he's done. Now he'll draw straight across table if he's gotten back far enough to the side rail and play shape for the 8 in the lower left-hand corner.
You know, it's an either or, but the way I described is a little bit safer.
Now playing it in the fashion that he did in regard to playing shape on the 8 was much more simple and predictable than going around the table like I initially suggested. But like I mentioned before, he's a very savvy player at the table, and he totally understands how to get around the balls because his intelligence at the table is as good as anyone in the games today.
Mr. Appleton wins game number 3. After 3 games, the score is Mr. Appleton 3, Mr. Shaw 0.
And that's one of the reasons why he's such a great 8-ball player, because playing 8-ball, you really got to choose the correct shot in the right pattern to be an efficient player.
I rate 8-ball with straight pull for that kind of thing, because instead of falling on the break shot, you fall on the 8. But you got to know the patterns and control the cue ball.
Right.
And he does that.
And good discretion at the table is imperative, playing good 8-ball and straight pull. And that's what makes his game so strong, because his decision making at the table. Not to mention that he's got a lot of heart and an excellent shot maker as well.
Yep.
Oh, he's breaking the balls much better than he did against Holman.
Well, look he's got a cut shot on the 1, and it'll go to the 2 with the right speed, of course.
Now, this is a type of a shot that you really hit with a little harder speed than it needs to be hit for this particular shot, because the thinness of the hit requires a little harder speed, because you can't really roll it and maintain the accuracy that you need for the hit.
Plus the 8 is in the way.
Oh, he got pretty. Oh my! I can't believe he missed the 8 coming down there. I didn't think there was room for him to do what happened.
Well, Shaw gets a chance now before he got behind too far.
And look how nicely the balls were positioned. I mean, it's hard not to get out here. Look, the 3 to the 4, it's not a problem. And once you get to the 4, the 5, 6 are right next to one another. And then the 8, 9, and 10 are all grouped conveniently to one another. So that was almost a gimme rack, and something that was so unforeseen and unpredictable as that scratch. Wow. But he's going to have to brush that off.
He got a little bit on the wrong side of the pipe. He's going to have a little more work. He's got to hit the rail with a little bit of left. No, he went 3 rails.
He's an excellent shot maker. He doesn't have the finesse game down as well as most of the top upper echelon players. But in spite of that, he's definitely an upper echelon player. He goes the extra rail when he doesn't need to, but you know what? He does it so well, it doesn't much matter. He's got a powerful stroke, and he's got an eagle eye. He's got a lot of heart, strong concentration, and he's got a good break.
See what Billy's talking about. When he got out of line on the 5 and had to go 3 rails to get to the 6, if he got good on the 5, he wouldn't have had to do all that work. And eventually that kind of thing will catch you.
But I really like his temperament at the table. If he finds himself out of line, he doesn't really dwell on it, shake his head. He takes care of business because he knows what he needs to do. He's a very resilient player. He knows how to get back in line again because of his ability to play those type of shots. Because he's not really, afraid of those type of shots. Because he shoots them often. He can get out of line and get back in line as well as anyone. So it's in terms of facing adversity, you're looking at a player right now that knows how to face adversity and do well. That's the break that he's been so effective with, is that it's not a hard break, but it's not a soft break. It's that he's breaking with that kind of like that in-between speed, but he's getting great results with his break. He's really got strong concentration at the table. He doesn't really allow too much to bother him when he's at the table. And that's an attribute that many of us wish we had.
Well, his temperament is very good. That's very important with pool. He's a happy-go-lucky guy, but he can't make a 1 that's hanging.
Well, he miscued. And he hit the rail before the ball, and the ball didn't fall in. Now Appleton makes his appearance at the table. Appleton leading in the match 3-1. Now has an opportunity to widen the gap even further. The reason he took so much extra time with that shot, they had to make sure that he hit the 1 ball thinly enough not to contact the 7 ball with the cue ball. Had he done that, then he would have really slowed up the progress of the cue ball and ended up further away from the 2 than he did. Now, it looks like he's a little awkward on the 2, Danny. He's got a tough angle here. He would like to go forward, but the angle that he has suggests he'll go toward the 10, so he's going to have to hit it with a draw stroke and come back up near the side and end up with a tougher shot on the 3 than he wanted. Yeah, he don't like it. So he knows he can't get close to the 3. He's an intelligent player. He'll just draw the cue ball back to the side. That's what I think he'll end up doing here. Well, he created that angle and he was able to draw the cue ball to the other side of the side. I didn't think he had that angle, and for an instant, I don't think he thought he had it either. Now all the balls are laying pretty nice, Danny.
Yeah, he's in line.
I really like the way he moves around the balls. Now here's a guy that's a real technician at the table. He stays in line. He knows where the angle is that's conducive for the next shot, you know. And once he gets in line, he stays in line. That's the strength of his game. Notice how meticulous he is as he walks around the table, checking out all the angles, making sure he ends up on the correct angle and plays the pattern the correct way.
Well, the 9 passes the 10, so he's good here.
Now he put his cue stick on the rail, indicating that that's the angle that he's going to probably end up on, cutting the 9 ball to his left, sending it to this bottom right-hand corner. He may have reevaluated it as he stands over the table, which he has. He said, well, I'm better off going around the 9-10, which he's done nicely. This is rack number 5. He's looking to extend his lead to 4-1. It looks like he's going to do just that.
Yeah, he's very loose, and he's making it look easy.
He's a much different player today, Danny, as you can see, than he was when he played home in day number 1.
Yeah, you're right.
He's running the balls much better. He's breaking much better. I guess Angie must have had a talking with him. Angie's his beautiful wife, you know. Darren really doesn't pay much attention to anyone but Angie. I don't blame him.
And they had a baby not long ago.
Yeah, he's living the dream. I tell you what, one of the best players in the world. Got a beautiful wife, starting a family. He's really got it right now. He didn't hit the 1 real well, but he's gotten rewarded. Does have a shot on the 2.
Oh, look at that. That was called position while you wait.
It looks like there's a possible 3-8 combination at the other end of the table. He's going to take a look at it now to see if that's a possible 3-8 combination, how well it lays, and if it's worthy of playing shape on.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the 5, it looks like.
It looks like if it does pass the 5, it's not by much.
Yeah.
So therefore, if at all possible, he would like to do something else other than play shape for the 3-8 combination. Now he's taking a look at the 3 to see if he can end up with a cut angle on the 3. Now the angle that he's left with on the 2 doesn't suggest to me that he can do much with the cue ball. Which he couldn't. He really couldn't do much with the cue ball. And I'm kind of curious on what he's going to do now, because he played the cue ball pretty close to where it is now, you know, for a reason. I don't know at this time what that reason is. I'm hoping he does. We'll soon find out.
Well, I think he can cut the 3 very thin and leave distance at the best. I don't see him snookering Jason.
I think he's got a problem here.
Yeah.
Now, he's left Jason a very long shot on the 3, and position on the 4 is also equally as difficult as the shot in itself. But like Danny said, he's one of the true shot makers in the world. He really shoots extremely straight.
Yeah, I expect him to make this.
If he cuts into 3, he's going to come close to brushing that 9.
It depends on the speed. You know, the harder you shoot, the wider you glance off the object ball. So I think he's going to miss the 9.
Well, it's going to be a trick here to get shape on the 4.
Yeah, he sort of jumped up.
Well, he made a pretty big mistake right there, not because he missed it, but because of how he missed it. Opening up to 5-8, putting the 3 in front of the side, allowing the accessibility to the 4. I do believe the 5 will pass the 8 into the pocket, but the 7 won't pass the 8 into the pocket. So therefore, he's going to probably end up having to play the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 combination. Unless he plays the 5-8 billiard.
Well, it looks like the 5 might pass the 8.
Yeah, well, the 5's going to pass the 8, but the 7 won't pass the 8. And to play the 7-8 combination, you're going to have a problem controlling the 7 after pocketing it. That's the problem. That's why I said maybe he should have perhaps thought about playing the 5-8 billiard and then playing the 5, 6, 7.
Well, that's a tricky billiard because the 5 is frozen. I think now if he comes off the 8, the 7 goes.
Okay.
Well,
What he did, he brushed the 8. Now he made the 7-8 combination much more workable.
Yeah, but it's still a very thin hit.
Yeah, but playing the 7-8 combination now, he has the ability to control the 7 much easier.
Yeah, the 7 and the cue ball are going in the same direction.
Had he not come off the 8 with the 5, playing the 7-8 combination, now he runs the risk of losing control of the 7 after pocketing the 7-8 combination. But he figured how to make this run-out play much more simple. He brushed the 8, he put the 8 in perfect line to play this combination and control the 7 off the 8 ball.
Yeah, the position on the 7 will be easy.
Because now the 7's not going anywhere.
Except you could miss the 8.
Well, that certainly wasn't expected.
Yeah, he didn't cut the ball enough.
8 ball.
It's a little tricky right here.
Oh, he's going to go 2 rails forward.
See, it's a little tricky
he
here.
went 1 rail.
And the reason why it was tricky, notice how that cue ball is tracking toward this corner pocket. Therefore, the cue ball's speed was crucial when shooting that shot, because if you shoot it too hard, you could find yourself picking that cue ball out of that corner pocket. Now he's shooting off the rail. So he has to be accurate with the hit, which he was. Game number 6 goes to Shaw, who now narrows the gap to within 2 games of the lead, 4 games to 2.
He did it a little more difficult, but he did it. They're both from the British Isles. Darren Appleton is from Liverpool, I believe. And Jason is from Scotland.
There's an older player who's not with us any longer. Shaw reminds me of this guy's game when he's at the table. And Danny is quite familiar with the guy I'm going to be talking about. His name was Joe Balsas.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Shaw has a very similar style on the table than Joe Bals's. You know, Joe Bals's was a butcher, but when he attacked the balls when he was on the table, like Shaw attacks the balls.
He didn't miss, is what he did.
He didn't miss, and he didn't have a real great finesse game like Shaw.
He didn't. No, that's why he didn't play one pocket. He wasn't really great at 9-ball. His game was straight pool. But a powerful man. I
Yeah.
never thought he would die. He was strong.
He was a pretty good guy, too, Balsas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Lou Butera's era.
But he did play good 9-ball.
Well, he didn't miss, but he didn't
Yeah.
win many 9-ball tournaments.
He
I'll
didn't
tell
play
you.
in them that often, you know. But he did play in Pittsburgh, and it was a round robin format with Luther Lassiter, Lou Butera, and Joe Balsas. He played straight pool and 9-ball. It was a great exhibition, and Balsas played some jam up 9-ball. He had a big break. It was a powerful stroke, and like Danny said, he didn't miss much at all.
No, I rate him like with Lassiter and worse to make that come shot to win or lose the game. He did it. I
Good.
played him many times, Billy.
I'm sure that's why I said you're very familiar with Balsas. But the point was that JAYSON Shaw kind of, reminds me of the way Balsas attacked the balls when he played back in the day.
He didn't close his bridge, on his bridge hand.
Right.
Very different.
Appleton, a rhythm player, doesn't take much time at the table. An indication that he's quite comfortable with the speed, with the patterns, with the angles. So therefore, he understands the game so well. Everything is programmed in as he walks around the table. He understands what needs to be done, and he understands how to do it. Game number 7 goes to Appleton. He extends his lead in the match by the score of 5 games to 2.
Number 7 is won by Mr. Appleton. He now leads the match 5 games to 2.
Well, with this field, you can't afford to make mistakes because you get punished. There's how they won each game. Appleton won 3 in a row to start with. Then they traded the next 4 games.
Now Appleton's got the chance to string 2 games in succession. After trading the last 4 games, 1, 1, 1, and 1, Appleton now is at the table with a 5-2 lead, looking to start a string of wins. He's got 1 now, but he's got a 3-game lead. Two ball.
Yeah, where are you 1? He doesn't have a shot on the 1. Not even a cross side. But he has plenty safe options.
But what's so funny about this safety, Danny, he doesn't have a safety that's going to almost guarantee him a good lock-up safety. So therefore, he's got some work to do with this safety. It's not like throw my stick at it and you're going to end up in good shape. This is something that he's going to have to create. That's why it's taken him all this time, because he knows that this is not a simple type of a safety here.
But I think Shaw will be kicking.
Well, there's a good chance that may happen, But in order for him to safety Shaw up to a kick, he's going to have to earn it. You see, now Shaw can see the 1.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, that's the type of a situation that Appleton was confronted with. There was no
think
real easy safety there, but there was a safety there, and there was a snooker there. He just couldn't find it.
Yeah. I think that now Appleton will be kicking, but I think he'll be behind the 7 and 9. Easy safe, you can hit the 1 on both sides. He's going 1 rail behind the 7 and 9.
Okay, he's left Appleton the ability to hit the 1. I don't know how much of the 1 he can hit, but I know that he can hit the way we look at the table, the right side of the 1, and the way he looks at the table, the left side of the 1. I know he can see that much of the 1, but I don't think he can see the entire 1. So it's kind of like limited on what he can do after contacting the 1.
You're right.
He might be able to bank it back up table in the position or where the 6 is positioned. And I don't know if that'll be good enough, but I believe he may be able to do that. He's asking for an extension. He doesn't need to ask. You get an automatic extension. Once the shot clock expires, it's 40 seconds. Then you have the automatic extension, but you only get 1 a rack.
Yeah, he'd like to hit this fuller.
It looks like he can't hit it full enough to bank it in between the 8 and 10. I think that's where his problem is. And he can't run the risk of going into the rail and then into the 4 with the cue ball because he may scratch. Now his extension. Well, as long as he's down at the table, now he cannot get back up now.
Right.
Now, he could scratch here, but see, he couldn't hit the 1 thickly enough to bank it in between the 8 and 10.
Well, he left Shaw a difficult shot in the side, but position is there, so he doesn't have to shoot hard.
The opening he has for the side is too small for me to consider. But Shaw, being the shot maker that he is, probably has thoughts about putting it in there. But like I said, not much pocket at all. He hit the center of the pocket.
No problem.
I mean, that's how much room he had. He had a ball's width in that pocket. And that's how cleanly he had to hit it. Because a little to the left or a little to the right, he would have hit the point. Now, I look for Shaw to play shape for the 5 in the side here. Playing in between the 8-10, playing shape for the 5 in the side. He hit it too softly. But what happened there is he didn't hit the 4 thinly enough to get the movement he anticipated with the cue ball.
I don't think he even has it in the side now. He's going to try to cut it in the corner if he's going to shoot it.
And he's going to probably play a safety with the cue ball behind the 7-10 here. Bank the 5 cross
No,
table.
I don't think he's playing. Oh, he is.
Bank the 5 cross table.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, and put the cue ball behind the 7-9.
Very good shot and thinking.
I kind of like kicking off the short rail at the other end of the table. I think the hitting the 5 is much more predictable, and I think that either method of going for down this rail or the other rail is equally as effective. So I would take the easier route. I don't like this way. The point of the side comes into play here.
Yeah. Disaster. You were right. That was the wrong way to hit it.
That time, but not necessarily. Because like I mentioned before, once Appleton makes a decision at the table, it's hard to question it. And I'm not going to red ball and play results because there was a method to what he did. He could have possibly gotten behind those balls had he hit it a little bit more accurately. He didn't, but of course the shot that he had was very difficult to control.
Yeah, he had to hit rail first to get off the rail with the cue ball. He doesn't have much to do with the 6 to the 7 or the 7 to the 8. But I think he got a little too straight on the 7.
Yeah, he's straight on the 7. That means the shot he's going to end up on the 8 is going to be long as well. Good stroke. He had a slight angle, and that's why he was able to get the cue ball back on the line that it ended up on. He had a slight angle, but he has such a powerful stroke and an eagle eye.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Bamboni. They don't have to shoot hard to draw the ball.
Game number 8. Shaw looking to narrow the gap to within 2 games, 5 games to 3. And he does.
Timeout.
Okay, the players have taken a break. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, both of the players are back from the break. Shaw's at the table now, preparing to open up the balls in game number 9. He trails in the match, race to 13 by the score of 5 to 3. But he's got such an effective break. He's so efficient with his break. He don't break them real hard, but he doesn't break them softly as well. But he's able to get balls on the break, and he's got the 5 in the side. Wow, he got a little tough kiss, huh? On the cue ball and end up scratching.
Cue got kissed into the pocket.
Ball spot except the 10.
Well, he's got to get the 2 out of there. The 2 is tied up.
Exactly. And he's got to be careful here because there's no guarantee that if he goes into the 2, he's going to end up with a shot here. Right now, he's trying to figure out the best way to attack this situation here. You know, he's looking to draw into the 2. Now, if he draws into the 2 and hits the rail before the 2, he could end up in back of the 4 here. But if he hits it with a good stroke, then he'll be okay, I believe. But he's going to have to hit this with a good stroke, Danny. No, he's not. He's just going to baby it. What's he have in mind here? Is he going to play a safety?
Safe. Yeah. Freeze him on the 4.
Now, you've been preaching this now for the past day and a half.
Yep.
He said, if you don't know how to run out, or if you're unsure that you're not going to run out, and you have a guaranteed safety, choose the safety because you know what you're getting. And if this is the type of result that you anticipated, this was totally correct.
Yeah, you don't have to run out to win the games. He had an easy shot on the 1, and he could have gone into the balls, but it was a gamble. So he decided to do this, which, like you've been saying, Appleton knows how to play, and he knows the percentages. He'll win more games doing that than trying to hit the balls and run out. Pretty good hit.
Excellent hit.
But he's
No,
left a shot.
Yeah, but he got rewarded because the angle that he left Appleton isn't conducive to pocketing the 2 and falling on the 3 with a natural ball. He's going to have to pound it in and go to the side rail, then cross table, which isn't easy. Like that, which is not
Watch
easy.
outside. He went in the side. No.
This is another testy little shot because it carries the speed to scratch in this lower corner pocket.
He did that a little while ago. And it was going to the corner pocket again. But, like I always say, if you make a ball and you're going towards the pocket, don't shoot hard enough to reach it. That's what he did there.
He hit that a little roughly, but...
Well, he trickled it in, but he hit it with the right speed.
Exactly. He hit it with good pocket speed.
Any harder, and that ball would have been still on the table.
Also, the newness of the cloth aided him with that shot. Maybe tomorrow, and for sure the day after, if he hits a ball that roughly, it's not going to fall. Now, he's gotten a little straighter than he wanted to here.
No,
So
I think he's got the right angle, Billy. He could bounce to the center of the table. Got to shoot a little harder than he would like to, but he's going to be there. Get it?
Well, he was workable, but he would have liked a little more of an angle where he wouldn't have hit it that hard.
Now. You're right. The pockets are bigger if you don't have to shoot that hard.
Right, and that's the type of an angle the balls sort of like jump out of the pocket. Anyways, that's rack number 10. Excuse me. That's rack number 9. Appleton now leads once again by 3 games. Now with the score being 3 games for Shaw, 6 games for Appleton.
Look at the TPA, 938 to 758. That's why he's behind. They traded games after Appleton won the first 3.
The next 6 were 3 games apiece, each player winning the game that followed the other game. They just took turns winning the next 6 games. Now Appleton is in the lead by 3 at the table. 5 in the side.
Well, he definitely doesn't have a shot at the 1, but he has an easy safety.
He may have a bank on the 1 here. If he chooses to shoot it.
It's a thin hit. I mean, it isn't directly to the pocket.
If he had ideal or automatic position on the 2, he may think more about shooting it. He's taking a look at the 2 now. Now he's taking a look at where he could possibly put the cue ball. Maybe he's thinking he can reposition the cue ball behind the 3 here. Because if he plays safe here, that's what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to put the cue ball behind the ball. And the only ball I can see that he can do that with is the 3. Oh, now he can do it with the 10. Excuse me. He hit it a little more thinly. He may have found the gap. But that's okay because there's not much he can do with the 1 frozen to the 6.
Doesn't go for sure. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't see a good safe. But he did.
He sure did.
Good speed, good control, and Darren will be kicking.
It's a tough
he's in
spot
a bad
here.
spot here.
It's a tough spot here.
Yeah, he can't kick behind the 6 there because the speed figures are not glancing up to hit the 1. He might hit the 6.
I think I may try to tie something else up.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless, wow, look what he did there. I don't know how well it turned out.
Well, Shaw could bank it if he wants, but can you get to the next ball?
I don't know if he can bank it, Danny.
No, he can't. He can hit it for sure. But according to this monitor, he can't get by the 4 ball.
And he can only hit the paint of the 1 ball, I do believe. And if that's the case, if I'm seeing it correctly, only being able to hit the outside edge of the one ball,
He's looking at it.
he's got problems here.
Well, he can hit more than we thought. Darren going to shoot the combination?
Well, he doesn't have many choices here. I think he almost has to play the combination. He's got a pretty big pocket here with the combination, the 6 being positioned so close to the pocket. I think he can hit a couple different areas on the 1 ball and still pocket the 6. So therefore, he's got a good chance of pocketing the 6. I'd have to make him a good 3-1 favorite to pocket the 6. And there's that 1 out of 4 times that he didn't.
You got him, Billy, with that 3-1 favorite.
Wow. Yeah, I think he played too much cue ball there.
I think he had another shot, but it didn't get him to the 2. He could have played that off of the pink 4. Oh, you got to be careful here.
You got to go forward here and hit the 7 with the cue ball.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah. Take the cut on the 3, because coming back, the 6 and the 10 were in your way.
Now, you want to stay away from the 8 because you don't want to get straight on the 4 here. And that's too soft. That's too
he'll
soft.
have at least a bank.
Maybe he'll be able to slice it in because he, like you mentioned, he hits balls so accurately. If he's able to slice this in with an outside ball, he'll drop down table for the 6.
Yeah. He'll need a bit of spin, but I think he can shoot it.
Yeah, I think he can cut it in and drop down table with the 6. He's a lot of, he's not really comfortable with it, and so he's opting to go cross corner. Now position becomes more difficult. See? Position
He decided
becomes
to
more
bank
difficult.
it, but he didn't make it. He got to the 6 all right. Okay,
Yeah.
what does Darren do now? Does he cut at this and try to play position?
Tough cut.
And it's far away.
But what else does he have?
You're right. That also figures in your decision. Choices. You got to sometimes take the best of the bad choices. I think shooting is the best.
He's going to spin it in?
Yeah,
Spin it
he'll go
in.
1 rail to the 6.
Spin it in. Wow.
He overcut it.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, this is a tough shot too. The 4 ball isn't actually laying in the hole. He's going to have to cut it, and understanding that he has to cut it, he's not going to hit a full ball. So if he draws it back, I don't expect him to do well with it.
No, I think he can go forward, but he has to miss the 7.
It's tough to go forward. It's just too tough to go forward.
Yeah, and that proves it. Yeah, he couldn't get it long enough going forward. I think he can cut it. Now I don't.
He would like to kick hitting before the side pocket, but that doesn't put him underneath the 6. He would like to kick and get underneath the 6. That way he can control the cue ball. But kicking it in this fashion, I don't think he can get underneath the 6. See, he hit the 6 straight on.
Yeah,
See,
but
he
he's
wanted to
not
get
gonna
underneath
like
the
it.
6, which he couldn't do from that angle. But he had to accept that kick because he really didn't have any other option.
Yeah, I don't see any problems now.
6-4. Even though his TPA is in the high 700s, 770 or 780, which is really not world-class speed, he only trails by 2 games. And Danny, you know,
His break.
just like I do, that a 2-game lead, if you got a good break, is very surmountable.
Yeah.
And especially in the early stages of the match, which we're in still the early stage of this match. If you consider about a third of the match still being in the early stage, which I kind of do. A lot of play left here. 5 in the side. Now he's made that ball quite often. Often enough to make me believe that's what he's playing.
And he's got a shot on the 1.
Now the 2 ball is positioned under Scott Smith. That's where the 2 ball is. The 3 ball is adjacent to the 2. Getting to the 2 may be a problem here because of the position of the 8. He would like to go in between the pocket, side pocket and the 8, hit the side rail, and drop down for the 2, but not hard enough to where he ends up fooling with the red 3. Let's see how well he hits this. Oh, he's going toward the pocket, going into the 9.
Yeah, not a good shot.
But he really didn't get punished because he can hit the 2 ball full, control the cue ball, and move the 2 ball from that area. Now let's see what he wants to do with it.
I think he's going to cut it in and billiard the 9 out of the way, and it'll hold for the 3.
You think he can make it? I don't know if he can make it.
I think he could.
I don't know
Let's
if he can.
see what he thinks.
I don't know if he can make it. It's going to be close to a bad hit.
Yeah, it's close. Let's see.
Scott Smith is standing over the shot. He knows if he tries to cut that 2 in, it's going to be close to a foul.
I think he wants to shoot. Oh, he hit the 9.
No, I think it was a good hit.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Well, Scott is over there, and he didn't call it.
Yeah, he overcut. He overspun the 2.
He tried to spin it in, and he overdid it.
Because the 9 went the other direction. Had he hit the 9 first, it wouldn't have went sideways. That's
he hit it hard
really
enough?
there. Boy,
I don't think he got to the 3.
See, on that shot, if you hit the 2 too thinly, you lose control of the speed of the cue ball.
The 9 ball sharked him.
I don't know if he can kick this in.
Well, a high ball, it's going to go straighter after the rail.
He's going to overcut this kick. No, he didn't. He was able to make it.
It's the high ball that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Shaw been making gyrations with his hand, so he must be having trouble with his hand.
Well, we were informed that he's having spasms or has a cramp.
It
And
looked
therefore,
like it
when
a
you
little
grip
while
the
ago.
cue stick,
I saw him doing that.
you're in pain and you're losing feel, and that's going to hurt you, and not only in controlling the cue ball, but also with your accuracy as well.
Well, he's got funny here. This is a thin hit. Cue ball's going to be alive.
Yeah, he's going to have to do some extra traveling with the cue ball, and there's no guarantee that it's going to work out for him here.
He's got obstructions, too, in that path. Like the point of the side. I don't think he would have got there anyway, but he would have been a little better off than this.
Yeah, I think he would have ended up with a shot, considering the position of the 7, had he not hit that point. Now he has a decision to make. Do you go ahead after this ball, or do you play some sort of a safety here?
He looks like he's banking. Looks like he's making. That ball didn't roll off.
Hitting a bank with the speed that he hit that bank with makes the predictability much more clear how it's going to come off that rail. Therefore, he picked up on the accuracy of the shot because of the speed that he hit that bank with. That's game number 11. Shaw 4, Appleton 7.
Appleton wins game number 11. He now leads the match 7-4.
That ball keeps going in the side.
He took a page out of Shaw's book with that break. He let up on the break. He hit the one ball much more solidly.
Well, he's not a fool, you know, and I always say, watch what your opponent's doing. If he's having more success on the break than you, go to whatever he's doing.
He would like to get the cue ball back behind the 10. I don't know if he can do that. So he's gone the other direction.
Look where he went.
And I do believe he's gotten behind the 3 here.
He does.
This is a very tough hit.
I like the two-railer.
Yeah, even if he's... No, I don't know if he can do it 2 rails.
Yeah, he could.
Well, if he goes 1 rail at the 1, he runs the risk of scratching.
I think if he hits the first diamond, he's going right at the 1 with no English. Oh, he's going to go 1 rail. That's not good. I like 2 rails.
2 rails is the correct way because you take away that scratch. After hitting the 1, going 1 rail, that corner pocket becomes very large. Going 2 rails, lengthening it out, you take that out of the equation.
He's going 1 rail. Bad stuff can happen. He hits a 9 and scratched. Well, he's falling behind now.
Mr. Appleton has cue ball in hand.
Appleton's trying to figure out the best route to take to go from the 2 to the 3 here. Does he want to swing it 2 cushions in between the 7-9?
Yeah, the 2 to the 3 could be a little problem.
See, where he's pointing this right there. He says, if I fall on this angle, I can go 2 cushions out of the upper right corner, in between the 7 and 9, hitting the side rail, and drop down for the 3.
That looks like the natural path.
Little outside spin, in between the 7 and 9.
Perfect.
The side rail, and drop down for the 3.
Absolutely perfect.
He'll go 1 cushion to the 4, not 2. 1 cushion keeps him in line for the 4 to roll and play for the 7 and the 6 next. Now he's in good line.
Yeah, he got there.
He can play the 6 in the side or the corner. I like playing in the side. I think for the 7 position, playing the position for the 6 in the side is a little better.
So does he think that?
Now he can run into the 7 here and push it toward the corner, or if he can, he go past it. Like he brushed it.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I think he has to go to the end rail, though.
I don't know what pocket he's going to play the 7 in.
In the side, I believe.
Well, then
and
he's
going
spinning
to the end
2
rail.
cushions then.
Stop good.
Yeah.
He's got a good shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he'll go to the corner with the 9. And as long as he gets reasonably close to the 9, either angle will suffice. Well, he stayed on the angle that'll offer him the ability to play both balls in the same pocket. Didn't get over as far as he wanted. Now he's going to have to either use the extension or the bridge. Eight to 4, Appleton.
.929, Darren Appleton shooting. That's a good score. Jayson Shaw, 750.
If you shoot a 900 or a 929, which is even better, and you break in the balls well, you figure to win just about every match you play. Because if you break the balls well, that means you're being productive off the break. And if you shoot a 929, that means you're not making many mistakes. So that combination, breaking well and shooting well, equates to match winner. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Shaw has a good safe. I don't know if he has a bank, but he does have a good safe. But he botched that up. He had a simple safe, but he didn't hit it too well.
He's definitely off his game. Those spasms or cramps he's experiencing in his right hand
Well, that's what happens when
really
you
has
get
really
old.
affected his ability on the table.
Well, the 1 to the 2 is no bargain.
He'll go cross table one and a half times. And wow.
Watch out.
No. That's pretty risky what he did there.
I know, but he did it, I think.
I don't think he did.
He snookered himself on the 5.
I didn't think he got away with position, but he did. He may spin to the side rail here.
Yeah, he got pretty good here.
Yeah, he would like to draw it back slightly to his left.
Yeah, a little bit. 6 inches, maybe. He got good. Now he's got the 1 railer to the 6.
Yeah. The only problem with the 1 railer to the 6, you make sure you have to stay on the right side of the 10. Because you may end up on the wrong side of the 10 here if you get careless.
Well, he's all right now.
And careless isn't something that he knows about. He doesn't know much about being careless. As you can see how meticulous he is when he walks around the table.
Well, he went a little too far because he's got a lot of work to do now. Going one rail to the 9, the 10 is in the way.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad shot there. Matter of fact, that shot there was probably the worst shot that he's hit in this match.
Oh, it's lucky that went, but he got there.
Yeah, hitting that shot with a little outside English actually aided him in pocketing that ball. He had the correct spin on the 8 ball. 9-4, Appleton.
Yeah, he's pulling away now, but Shaw is helping him by not playing too well.
We're playing on 860 Simonis with Belgium tournament Aramis balls, and obviously on the diamond table, the beautifully crafted and probably the most, well, how would you say it? Probably the most playable table in the world today,
It's
the
the most
diamond
popular
table.
for sure.
Yeah. The diamond table is the truest playing table manufactured. And most pros, the diamond table is the table of choice. There's the 10, but it's not going to find the pocket.
Well, he's got a shot on the 1, although he's over the top of a couple balls. Look at that. You know that guy?
Shane Van Boening.
Shane Van Boening.
He's going to be very difficult to beat in this tournament.
He's going to be very difficult to beat the next 20 years.
That's pretty good. And he's able to shoot in between 4 and 5 with his cue.
Good shot.
Definitely aided him with his ability. He's got thin on the 2, meaning that he's going to probably have to go cross table. But the problem with going cross table is the position of the 6. Let's see if he can avoid contacting the 6.
Well, he made sure he didn't hit the 6.
Now he's going to have to shoot over the 5 this time.
Yeah, tough shot.
Yeah. But the 5 is far enough away from the cue ball to allow him to bridge more comfortably.
Well, he'll have position if he makes the ball.
He doesn't
Never
care
a doubt.
about right.
That
He doesn't
ball
care.
went straight in.
Yeah, he doesn't care about distance. Therefore, that's why he just stopped the ball.
He's got an angle now to play both balls in the same pocket.
He's looking to see what kind of a pocket he has with the 6 in the side.
Extreme angle there. I think you got to play the 6 in the same pocket as the 4 and 5.
And
So does he.
He seems to think the same thing.
Yeah, that's an extreme angle in the side.
He took a look at it.
Well, I don't see a problem here. He's got 3 balls in the pocket. Yeah, he's nice and loose now.
Certainly is a much better player today, and I mentioned that a couple times in this match.
Yeah, he wasn't
He
right
was yesterday.
There was something wrong with him yesterday.
They made a song about that. The name of that song
Yesterday.
is What a Difference a Day Makes.
Oh, you know who made that song? Dinah Washington.
24 little hours.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Yeah, that was Dinah Washington.
You got it.
And Jason has one too. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Well, he didn't hit the one very good that time.
No result. Well, he left a cut on the one, but I don't see what he could do with it. I don't think he's going to the two off that. He's going to hit the 7. I think he better forget cutting it and just play safe.
I don't think safe is in his repertoire right now.
No, it's not. And that's why he didn't get safe. I rate him a Scottish Keith McCready. Keith didn't have safe in his repertoire either. Well, kept going. Does he have a shot?
I think he does.
Well, he's okay now.
Just like practicing. That's what I'm gathering from this little performance right now. He's addressing the table just like he was practicing. You know, couple preliminary strokes, boom, pocketing the ball, getting down over the shot, actually before the cue ball comes to a stop, and running out, just like we do when we practice. If we could emulate on the table how we practice, how good would we play?
Yeah, it would take away all the dogging.
Huh?
No pressure. Unless a pretty girl is watching you.
When I watch some players play, and I watch them practice, their tempo on the table when they're in a match under certain pressures is quite different than it is when they practice. If you could bring your practice tempo to a live game and play with that tempo, your game has to speed up, has to improve.
Well, you know who looks that way all the time? Rodney Morris.
Right.
He looks like he's practicing all the time.
Right. Now, I watch some players play. When I see them practice, they're fluent. They walk around the table. They go to the shot. You know, they play effortlessly. But when I watch them play under pressure in tournaments or for a money match, they slow up at times and start to overthink situations. When you catch yourself starting to overthink situations, that's when you know you're not playing your game. If you can remember to bring your tempo, your practice tempo to the table, you'll do much better. Don't overthink situations.
Well, look at this, the 1 to the 2. He's got a good shot on the 1, but position to the 2, if it even goes. What's he looking at? He was aiming the 2 at the 9.
Yeah, but they're playing 10 balls. That's the problem.
I don't think he's going to get the best of this.
Well, he's going to be okay because he's going to be at least put the cue ball behind the 6.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Why not? If he banks the 2 and misses the 8, he's behind the 6. See? He's behind the 6 now. And this is not an easy kick, because if he kicks off the right side rail toward the 2, once again, he runs the risk of scratching in that upper right pocket. He doesn't have to, but that's a hurdle he's going to have to get away from. He could pocket the 7, kicking this way, but he has to dig down and draw this shot. If he kicks to the side rail and you draw it, after contacting the 2, the cue ball will back up a little bit and more often than not stay away from that corner pocket in some fashion.
I don't think he has to worry about scratching in the corner pocket unless he hits the 2 and the 7.
No, not if he draws it. I think he can.
Then the ball's going to go to the left after he hits it.
Well, he made the 2.
He's got a cut on the 3, but I don't see where he's going to go.
Unfortunately, the 4 and the 3 are on the same end of the table. If he cuts the 3 in, it looks like he's going to go around the 4. And for him to stay up that end of the table or get back to that end of the table, is the likelihood of that happening isn't very good.
So therefore, he shouldn't even shoot the 3.
No, he's got to play safe.
Yes.
Soft roll. He's looking to see if he has a pocket for the 3. If he has a pocket for the 3, then he's going to have to find a way to get around the 9 and the 8.
He has a pocket for the 3, but he doesn't have a path to the 4. He's going to run into something.
I don't know if he left him a bank. He obviously did because he's calling across side.
Well, he can stiffen it if it's not straight on.
If he makes his bank, he'll stop for position for sure.
Oh, he's going to be there. But he's not going to make the ball. That doesn't count. He didn't call it.
See, he got bad movement with the cue ball. That's why he missed that bank. He cut it too much. He needed to hit it
a little bit.
much fuller than what he did. And if he would have done that, he would have probably pocketed the bank.
Got to go 2 rails to the 10.
And 6, Appleton.
Mr. Shaw wins game number 16. He trails in the match 6 games to 10.
5 in the side, 1 in the corner, 3 in the corner.
Well, I think he's got to hit rail first here. Be tough to get to the 2. Yeah, a little bit strong, but that's what happens when you hit the rail first. It spins and gains speed.
Yeah, and it's tough to determine how much of the ball you're going to hit to hitting rail first. If you hit too much of the ball, then it really shortens up and slows up the cue ball.
You know, he's really not that far out of this game.
Well, we've seen 4 and 5 game leads surmounted several times.
Well, when the
in this
guy
tournament.
gets to 10, the 4-game leads means a lot more. But he's only going to be ahead 3.
Maybe the cramps have subsided.
Shaw got his energy back, it looks like.
10-7. Now this match is starting to get a heartbeat again, Danny.
Yeah.
It's starting to come alive now.
Yep.
You know, at 10-4 and 10-5, at 10-6, you start to have a breathe a little bit more. At 10-7, now, you know, now you got to check yourself, you know, because now it's reality now. I can win, or I can lose, depending who you are.
Well, he's only 3 games behind with his break.
Watch the 4 ball. That's the ball behind the 1 going toward the side.
Little wide. Little wide.
Nothing.
Nothing, and he left. Oh,
2 ball.
wait a minute. The last ball rolling.
Appleton's starting to feel a little more insecure.
Yeah, you're right. Look the way they're sitting.
What just a few minutes ago felt like a walk in the park now becomes a walk down 20 roads of gravel. 20 miles of gravel, I should say. Ball spread fairly
Yeah,
nicely.
he got all his energy back here.
But the 8 ball, you know what? He may be a little adventurous here and played the 4 off the 8 here.
No, but he also has the combination. Oh, he had an angle to do this. It didn't look like it.
I'm talking about he could have moved the 8.
Oh, yeah. Well, right now, the 8's not as bad because of where the 9 is.
Yeah, but it's still not positioned good. I don't care if the 9 was hanging. I sure wouldn't want to be shooting the 8 if I could move
there's no
it.
position to play. That makes it a little bit easier. And he got the good angle here to get straight in on the 8. No, he didn't get straight in. Now it's a little tricky, but position is there anyway.
Yeah, the point will slow him up.
He's not hitting the point.
No? Well, he shoots straight, doesn't he?
Well, what's he going to do? Get the extension?
He's left-handed. I don't even know if he can reach it with the extension.
Yeah, he got the extension.
This is going to be tough for him to reach with the extension.
Now, he's pretty lanky.
10-8. I'm back. He says, I'm back.
Shaw wins game number 18. After 18 games, the score is Mr. Appleton 10, Mr. Shaw 8.
This is going to bode well for him even if he doesn't go on to win this match. Because if he happens to finish second and tied with someone, the first tiebreaker is most games won. So therefore, if he suffers a defeat and loses 13-5, that's a big, big defeat. But if he loses 13-11, that's much better for him because in the event that he goes into a tiebreaker situation, now he becomes, very likely to win the tiebreaker, as long as he can make his losses competitive. Because the final match will be between the player with the best record and the player with the second best record. And like I mentioned, if there's a tie for the second best record, we go to a tiebreaker, and that is most games won. So every game he wins is going to add to his amount of games won in case he ends up with a tiebreaker.
Now, does the 2 go past the 10? Because he does have rail first again.
I don't even know if he has rail first here.
I don't know. The 2 is on the rail. This is going to be tricky.
Wow.
Oh, he got perfect. He got perfect. He could cue the ball. He got good there. He's smiling because he feels as though he got a little fortunate there.
Hey, he threaded the needle, okay? I mean, what he did wasn't like he had to do. It was like... matter of fact, what he did, he didn't figure to be able to do, but he did it.
But it made him happy.
Yeah. He's going to draw it back, play the 3 underneath him. That's too far. That's way too far. He's going to the side. Now he's got some adrenaline working for him now.
He does.
Yeah.
I could see it. He got energy a half a dozen racks ago.
It's like someone shot him up with some steroids here. I don't know about that 8 and 10 on the foot spot or close to the foot spot. I don't know if the 8 goes into that pocket.
It goes into the side.
Yeah, it goes into the side. He's got a bad
now
angle
he's
here.
He's going to hit it.
He's got a bad angle here.
Yeah. Well, he's got a good angle to go into it.
Yeah, he better go into him because if he doesn't, he's going to end up without a shot.
Yeah. He's going one rail right at him.
And if he goes at him and hits the 8, he may end up in back of the 10. So there's no guarantee here. See, he may end up in back of the 10. That's the problem with that shot.
Yep. But nevertheless, you had to go at it. Now, can he make the 8 up the corner?
Well, right now, I think he's got to try to kick it with the speed to send the 8 at the other end of the table. He wants to hit the side of the 8, sending the 8 off that side rail. He can hit it?
Yeah, he might make it. No, he can't. Pretty good speed.
Okay, let's take a look at what Appleton has. At one time, he was leading 10 games to 5. Now it's 10 to 8. He's confronted with a situation where he has a straight back bank on the 8, or he can cross the 8 and send it in the area where the 10 is, or he can cut at the 8. Cutting at the 8 is probably the worst of the 3 shots.
Oh, because you can't get to the 9 for sure.
Right. Banking the 8 gives him position on the 9, But crossing the 8 and sending the 8 toward the 10 is probably his safest option, but he doesn't give himself a chance to win with that option. So
I like banking the ball.
Let's see what he does here.
I like banking the 8, the long rail, because if you miss it, the guy doesn't have to get to the 9 off it. I think he's supposed to bank at this. But it looks like he's cutting it. And making it.
And he got a nice fortuitous little kick off that point.
Yeah.
And now he has a legitimate shot on the 9. It's not the type of a shot that I would like to shoot.
Or me.
But considering where he's come from, he's happy to have it. And he hit it well.
No problem. Boy, no problem. And he hit it with a little speed.
After sitting in the chair for as long as he did, to come to the table and do what he just did is a feat in itself, Danny. I mean, this guy can play, no question. That's some pretty good playing right there.
Yep. Another very interesting match.
The players are back. Appleton's at the table with an 11-8 lead. Appleton needs 2 games to win the match. At one time, he had a 10-5 lead, only to see it shrink to 10-8 with Shaw at the table. Shaw got a really bad roll after breaking loose the 8 from the 10 and find himself just about behind the 10 with no shot. He played a pretty good safety. Appleton came out of his chair, made a couple real nice shots to get out in that game, and now he finds himself leading 11-8 and preparing to open up the balls in game number 20. 8 in the side. Not much of a shot on the 1 here.
Doesn't have a bank?
Well, he may have a bank, but I don't think he can do much with the cue ball. And because of that reason, I think that he's going to have to opt to play some sort of a safety.
Race to 13.
He can come off the left side of the 1 maybe and get behind that 10. Or behind the 9 going out the other way.
Yeah, he went behind the 9.
He's at a decisive disadvantage here. This kick here is,
Oh, he almost made the ball.
yeah.
Sold out.
Appleton trying to determine whether he has a pocket. I don't know if he has a pocket. He's taking a look at it from this angle. So it has to be really, really close. Because if he has a pocket, position on the 2 is very available, and most likely this rack is his. He wants to have a pocket, but he can't afford to want to have a pocket if he doesn't have one and shoots it anyways. He's playing safe under the 5 here.
Did he get a rail? Yep. He almost broke the rail, but he left the shot.
He may have left the shot, even if it's a
He
rail
left
first.
the hit anyway.
Yeah, even if it's rail first, he may have left the shot.
I think Shaw's got a cut right to the pocket. And so does he. He's cutting this ball. He's going to try to cut it in. He hit it too full, which means he could have hit it thinner.
Right. But
he snookered him.
yeah, he didn't suffer any consequence for the miss. At least not an immediate one.
looking to see where the one's going to go if he kicks it. I don't know if he can get totally under it.
I think he's going to have to kick off the side rail. And I think if he kicks off the side rail, contacts the 1, it figures to go in the area where the 2 is. Now, coming across the 1, he should bank it toward where the 2 is, or around that area. But controlling the 1 and the cue ball, shooting that particular shot using this method is going to be very difficult. He was going up that way. And so he decided to hit it softly. I don't know about that, because if you hit it softly, that means you just leave a shot for Shaw. Doesn't have to be a makeable shot, but it could be a shot that he can control.
I think he's going to cross bank it. Maybe run into the 3, and they'll have the 2. No, he wasn't shooting. Although it looked like it was heading for the pocket.
Appleton's looking between the 2 and the 7 to see if that channel is available. It's very difficult to shoot a cue ball through 2 balls like that. Even though it appears that he can do it, sometimes that illusion is not there. Now, if those 2 balls were side by side, then he could make a better determination.
I think he called the 6.
Yeah, he's lucky to get between those 2 balls.
No, he's not going to like this. He left the cut on the 1 to the corner and position to the 2, I believe.
If he can make the 1 in the left-hand corner, you're right, he does have the ability to control the cue ball to play position for the 2.
He doesn't have that
in the same pocket.
Facial expressions, he's not happy about it. I think he's got it, but
I think he has it too, but it requires a very accurate hit. A little outside English on the cue ball will probably aid him in pocketing the 1. But he doesn't have much room for error with this shot at all. Let's see what he
possession
does.
is there
Yeah.
if he can make it.
He's got it. He's got it.
He can
He's
make
got
it. Well, this match is going to get closer yet. Yeah, he doesn't take long to get running.
No, 3 strokes. That's all it takes. That's what he does. That's his tempo. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. He stays in there. 1, 2, 3, and now he shoot. He missed it. No, he made it. Yeah, he's got to draw this one. 1, 2, 3. He's fallen short a little bit, but good enough. (11-9). He came within 2 games at 10-8.
With his break again.
Now it's 11-9.
The score is Mr. Appleton 11, Mr. Shaw 9, race to 13.
I'd say that from this position, if they played this position 10 times, I think Appleton would win 6. And I think Shaw would win 4 of those times.
I'm not going to ask you how you came with that.
That's just a guess. I think that Appleton's a 3-2 favorite from this position, leading 11-9 with Shaw at the table breaking the balls. And if Shaw happens to break the balls and run out this rack, close the gap to 11-10, I think that it would be about even money.
I don't think he's got a shot at the 1.
Nope. Now that 3-2 now becomes a lot bigger. Because now Shaw's a dog to win this game. Is he trying to kick a safety here?
I don't know if he can get by the 3 with all this.
Trying to kick a safety here. How'd he do?
He saved him, but he can hit the 1. I don't think he can make it, but he can hit the 1.
But he was in a tough spot there. He really didn't have a push. So therefore, you know, he had to try to do something like he did.
Good thinking.
Yeah. And to leave Appleton with this type of a situation is not really that bad for Shaw because he really has a problem controlling both the 1 ball and the cue ball or either ball. So what he did seems like it was effective in my opinion. That's what I thought. I thought that he might try to kick a safety all along, and that's what he tried to do. And he almost got there with it. Yeah, he made a good shot.
Yeah.
Real good shot. Anytime you try to position the cue ball behind one single ball, you know, the likelihood of you doing that obviously isn't that good because you only have to get and leave the other ball in the center of the table. Isn't that good?
Well, it's not real bad, but he left a hit, and that it's always dangerous with players because they could come with a safe.
Okay. I think you got to cross it toward the pink 6. That's what I think you got to do. I don't think you can run the risk of trying to cut the 1 to his right and try to end up with a hook that way. I think that's too risky, and you're leaving him too close to his work. You got to get some separation here, like that. You got to get some separation.
He didn't get it, though.
Yeah, he's got him behind the 2.
Are you sure? I think he can make the 2.
He can? Or the 1?
I mean, the 1, yeah.
Yeah, he might be able to.
And with an angle to get to the 2.
Yeah. You know, it's a tough shot, but you could be right.
Of course it's a tough shot,
You could
but
be
I
right.
think he's got it. Now he's got to cut at the 2. And if he could, well, it doesn't even matter if he ran into the 9, he'll still have the 3.
He's not going to run into the 6?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think it's too thin a hit to go into the 6.
Yeah, we're going to find out. And he's pointing under the 9, which means that it is a thin hit, and that's where the cue ball figures to go.
Even if he hits the 9, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he figures to be all right. He wants to overcut this, which he's done.
He overcut it. Well, the 10 didn't get dead.
If he can see the outside of the 2, You got to make him a favorite to get away from this position
I don't know.
safely. No, he's got to be a favorite from this position if he can hit the outside of the 2.
Well, he's shooting at it. Did he go behind the 7?
That's
No.
one of the reasons why he should be the favorite.
He
right
went
there.
behind the 7.
Yeah. So, you know.
That makes him a big favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, he put him in jail.
Yeah, he rushed that, though.
But he put
rushed
him
it.
in jail because he really didn't have any options there. Now he has to figure out the best way to get to the 4.
Well, the 4 goes inside.
Or the corner he's shooting over
Yeah.
now. So he's got to bring the cue ball back to play it either in this corner or the side. So on this shot, you bring it back just a little bit further. So if it doesn't go in the corner, you got the side. Now he's got the side. I think he played for the side all along.
Yeah, I like the side shot. Yeah, Appleton's getting close to getting on the hill. Wow.
That's not going to be any good.
Oh, he might get snookered.
That's not going to be any
Oh,
good.
that was terrible. He's disgusted with that hit.
Well,
But it didn't stop real bad for Appleton.
his disgust actually turned out okay.
Yeah, he didn't even look at things. He
No,
just
no.
wanted to shoot quick.
Now he probably feels guilty in the chair.
Well, he'll feel real guilty if Shaw runs out here. Tough layout. Not for him. That hit isn't going to hurt him either. Oh, look at this. He hit the point, and that didn't hurt. He got there.
Now it's 11 to 10.
Yep. A sweater's delight.
Now I make this match at 11 to 10. I make this match, I'd say, Appleton may be no more than a 6 to 5 favorite.
I don't make him the favorite because I'm throwing the psychological in there. Appleton just threw away a game where he would have got on the hill. I think mentally he's the underdog.
And that's another factor. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Another factor. But being as resilient of a player as Appleton is, that factor has somewhat diminished because he's such a resilient player. So he's,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
he does have a temperament.
Yeah. So out of 11 games, I think Appleton would win 6 of them. Matches with 11 to 10 lead. With Shaw breaking. That's what the score is, 11 to 10, isn't it? I think Shaw would win 5 out of 11 times. Good cue ball.
In the side, he made
Good
the 6
cue ball.
also. And the 1 again is hanging, but I don't know if he can make it.
I don't think he can. The 1 ball didn't find the pocket. It found the rail in front of the pocket. And then the 7 ball found a position between the 1 and the cue ball, precluding him from making the 1. No, I don't think I'd fold with the template right now.
Well, they proved that it doesn't affect the roll of the ball.
Really?
Yeah, it's hit it a bunch of times. A lot of times they don't even mess with it. They just leave it there.
Okay, now he's going to probably want to go into the balls here, but I don't know. I think he's going to be fortunate to come away with the shot.
How about the 310 in the corner? Isn't it straight in?
No, it's too much distance
It's
there.
close, but
No.
he hit him. Oops.
Okay, now he has a 3-9 combination, or he has a shot 3 in the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play if he played the combination.
Oh, no. You got to play the 3 in the corner.
Well, 3 to the 4 is a problem too. Not if you hit it like that, though.
No, I like them doing that.
And that's a difficult shot, hitting a shot that carries that type of angle with the speed in the English that he used. Okay, you got to make Shaw the favorite to win the match now. Through the entire match, Appleton appeared to have had control of the match. But as the match progressed, his control started to become less and less. And now, he doesn't have control of the match any longer. It's the man at the table that has control of the match. After 22 games, this match is going to be tied up at 11 games apiece, with Shaw breaking the balls.
Another race to 2.
Now, if we can get a picture of Appleton in his chair, just like to see what he's looking like now. Nah, he's not feeling too good, but he's, I don't know what he's thinking, but he had a 10-5 advantage. He really hasn't done much wrong other than the last time he was at the table. When he,
that was enough. That was going to get him on the hill, and he snookered himself.
But you know what? He's human. Everyone can make a mistake. So what I was saying is that even though he did lead by the score of 10-5, he really didn't do much wrong since then to find himself tied up at 11 games apiece. He's going to get a shot on the 1, too. And the balls are spread really nicely. It looks like Shaw's going to get to the hill, barring any unforeseen things happening here.
Got to watch out for the side pocket now, 'cause that's where he's going.
He might go forward here. Nope.
No, he went wide of the side.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't mind this. You can bet he shot this shot 10 zillion times.
Yeah, he's getting on the hill, Billy.
Yep. Yes, he is. It looks like it. 5, 7, 8. Cross table for the 9. This break is really strong playing this game on this table.
Yeah, he's playing for the 9 in the far corner, but you could do that because of where the 10 is.
Surprise, surprise. New leader. 12 Shaw, 11 Appleton.
23. After 23 games, the score is Mr. Shaw 12, Mr. Appleton 11. Race to 13.
Now you have to make Shaw a minimum of a 3-1 favorite. In retrospect, as you look back through this match, who would have figured that Shaw would have ended up winning this match? He hasn't won it yet, but he's right there.
He's the big favorite now.
Five in the side, one in the corner.
6 in the corner.
That's where he's been getting paid off with that break, Danny. His break is so effective because he's controlling that cue ball and he's making a ball on the break, and that one ball is consistently ending up in that corner close to that pocket. Now he's going to probably have to go rail first here. Now the 2 ball is positioned on the side rail. After going rail first here, he may find himself in back of the 9 if he's not careful. And if he hits it and he hits the 1 too thinly, crazy things may happen here.
I don't think he has to hit rail first. I think he could hit the 1 pull.
I think he may go into the 4 hitting rail first too. So therefore some crazy things can happen here.
See, he can hit it straight on.
Yeah.
Now he only has to figure out what to do with the 9.
Yeah, he wants to play that 4-6 combination next.
Yeah, and even if he makes them both, he'll have something on the 7.
Yeah, and now when he shoots his shot, he has to plan on making them both. He has to draw this and play shape for the 7 in the side.
You're right. Try to make them both.
Right. No, he has to draw it and play shape like that.
He did it. Now he's got to just fall on the 9 eventually.
When you draw that shot, you put follow on the object ball. Okay, now he's got himself a decent angle to draw back to end up on that side rail. Well, he forced it. Now he's going to shoot past the point. Maybe the 9 was too close to that point for him to play position in the other pocket. But this is not an easy shot. And he made it appear like it was. That's a pretty good comeback there.
Sure is.
Yeah, like I said, Appleton really didn't do too much wrong to have lost that match, but enough to lose it.
He snookered himself with 2 balls on the table to be on the hill, and it was downhill after that.
Well, anyway, we're going to be back for the evening matches in about 2 hours or so. And who's on slate for the evening matches? Holman Van Boning, Strickland, Cheng. We'll see you in a couple hours.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the zero flex point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.